Chapter 8. Before 1. When I was about halfway down Pye Green Road, more into Cannock than Hednesford, I gave up on the flip-flops as they were causing me more pain than comfort, and they were slowing me down, so I put the socks on. Then I was a strange guy walking to town in only socks and women's flip-flops in my hand. To save my feet, I walked on grass when I could to avoid the stones on the pavement. But after this stretch of grass, that was it, until I got to the job centre where they have carpet. I sat on the last piece of grass and powered on my phone. The time read 12:20 p.m. and my appointment at the job centre was at 12:40 p.m. I should make it. With shoes I definitely would have, but being shoeless was slowing me down. I also had a message from Max. "You good, bro?" He could wait to be dealt with until later. No more messages, so I powered down my phone to conserve battery, stood up, relished the nice cold grass beneath my socked feet, and got ready to power through the stoned pavement until town. One blessing was that it was warm out, and the sun was shining down on me. I took my shirt off and stuck it in the back of my waistband, may as well rock the homeless look, and then made my move. 2. One night, celebrating my 18th birthday in fact, is the only other time I've walked that route, but it was to Katie's instead of from. And I was drunk and had shoes on. That time it was a lot easier doing this walk. I even ran some of it. That night was fun, apart from Katie and her mate, leaving me to walk back to hers alone, and I let my hair down. Even stole 2 road signs and a Great Britain flag as it was just after the Queen's Jubilee. Katie was not impressed, but I had fun. The signs are still in my mum's back garden now. 3. Lucky for me, the job centre was right where I came out of Pye Green Road, just coming into town. I rolled a fag out of my baccy pouch and smoked it outside before I had to go in for my appointment. I look around and, to be honest, I was not getting any weird looks for a guy not wearing any shoes. Shows how oblivious people can be. My shirt was back on though. After I threw my fag on the floor, I didn't stub it out, as I would burn my foot. I walked towards the automatic doors. Do you ever think of a time when automatic doors didn't open because you were too small? I do. But I'm plenty tall enough now, and they opened perfectly. "I've got an appointment," I told the security guard by the door. He pointed me to the reception desk. "I've done this rodeo before, and it played out just as expected. Go to the reception, get directed to a table upstairs, wait for my name to be called to a desk, tell them that I'm still looking for work even though I'm not, and then leave. Then get paid on payday." That is exactly how it played, and the only abnormal thing was that I was not wearing any shoes and had women's flip-flops in my hand. It must be a normal thing to others these days though, because once again, no one seemed to care. Next stop, make an emergency GP appointment. 4. It didn't take me long to get to my GP surgery, but my feet were starting to hurt badly. I did something I was trying not to do, and looked at my feet. Both the white socks were badly black, and both heels had holes in them, including the one on the right, having a hole just below my big toe too. Great. I tried to forget it, and walked into the reception of my GP, and good for me, no one was waiting to talk to the reception desk. "Hey there, I'm looking to make an emergency appointment today." "Name?" the receptionist asked bluntly. "Michael McCall." "Date of birth?" Still blunt. 18th of the 6th, 2004. I returned the blunt response. She took a chance look at me, and that look looked like she noticed something, but she couldn't see my feet behind the desk. So she either sees all, or this was her resting bitch face. I'm going for the latter. "I've got an appointment with Dr. Green at 1:45, the receptionist told me with direct eye contact after a few clicks on her computer. At least she got that part of her job role right. That's great. What time is it now? I haven't turned my phone on since I left the job centre, so I'm unaware of the time. She pointed at the clock on the wall with a stupefied look. It read 1:15. Great, got half an hour to wait. I'll be back, I told her and left. My mother would not be impressed with that response. I was raised to thank people for their time, even if they are cows like that receptionist. But I am in no mood to be nice to anyone, especially if they don't deserve it. I headed to McDonald's to get something to eat before my appointment. 5. Back outside the GP surgery at 1:40 p.m, and I know this because I had my phone on from McDonald's, and at that point, a not very healthy 14%. I had been very smart, stupid and naughty. For starters, I didn't have any bank cards because I left my wallet in my backpack, which was Katie's car. Stupid. But I used the McDonald's app on my phone to order myself a Happy Meal. Smart. Don't judge. It was a good snack and handy when you don't have a lot of money. Then, a naughty thing. I stole twice from B&M Smart if you ask me, but also stupid. I got the wrong charger twice. I returned the first one and stole another, just to find it had a USB Type-C end, same as the first, which you can't use in McDonald's. Overall, pretty stupid, because I couldn't go back to McDonald's to charge my phone, and I was pushing myself stealing twice already. I just admitted defeat and pocketed the stolen charger to use later, when I get my power bank back out of my backpack later. Oh, and something smart and stupid, I replied to Kerry. Pretty shitty day, but I'm hanging in there. How's you? 6. This time there was a lady booking in with the receptionist, so I used the touch-screen computer to try and sign in. As expected, it didn't work because it's an emergency appointment, but the lady was done after I tried. Back for my appointment, Mike McCall with Dr. Green. Waits. Then, take a seat. Thank you. I know. I surprised myself too, saying that, but she did sign me in, I guess. Some manners are built in. I thought I would be waiting a long time because it was an emergency appointment, but after a minute over my appointment due time, I saw my name with Dr. Green's and room 3 on the TV monitor. That must have been a record time for an emergency appointment. Soon after, I was sitting with Dr. Green in his assigned room for the day. So, how can I help you today, Mike? Asked in his most doctor-like voice. I don't know. My mum suggested that I see you. And why is that? So now I gave him the rundown of my recent affairs, the speeding and run-ins with the police, the debt, the crash, the breakups. After a few prompts and a couple of listening grunts, he asked me, Mike, do you think it's a good idea to go back on some antidepressant meds? I laughed at this. Couldn't tell if he was being serious. Doctor, I can't even keep track of my shoes. I showed him my feet. Never mind meds, I added. I would probably take all the meds before I even get my shoes back, honestly. I found it funny, but he remained unfazed. After a doctor and patient talk, that was counterproductive, and a promise to see the in-house mental health counsellor, I left. The talk with the receptionist to make that appointment was as fruitful as you'd expect. Next stop, police station, to get Courtney's stepdad done for assault. 7. Well, that went great. I told them how the 6'3" bald giant pinned me down by my throat, unprovoked, kind of, on Jerome's front porch, and all I got was an email address from the police, and that's it. I looked at the slip for Officer Jolene Smith and thought, did no one whatsoever care? 8. Outside the council building having a fag, debating on powering up my phone and emailing the officer, but think against it. I was just going to have to deal with it later, when I have a good amount of battery. and I was not totally in the right headspace to write a very convicting email to the officer. I threw my fag in a nearby bush and climbed the steps into the council building. "Hi there. How can I help you?" A much more vibrant receptionist. That was a nice change. "Hey, I'm here for housing options." As expected, she points me into a room with a phone in it. Again, I've done this before. And, believe it or not, I actually thanked this receptionist the first time because she had a nice manner and knew her job well. When I walked into the room, I looked for a charger, and lucky for me, there was a new charging block. I grabbed the stolen charging wire out of my pocket and hooked it up to my phone quick time, and then waited for the phone to ring. 9. It didn't take long for the phone to ring and the conversation to end. I updated them on my situation, but they told me the same as they did the last time. They can't help but can put me on a waiting list, which takes about 6 months unless I go to emergency accommodation down Birmingham. I was not that desperate. Yet. To take advantage of the charging, I powered up my phone to check it to see there were any new messages. None, apart from the one from Max. I was still not ready to message him back. No message from Kerry either. She was either busy or Max had gotten to her, which I doubted because he's not that smart and was busy with Julie, his missus at the time. I went for a long shot and messaged my mother. "Can we meet later? I need some clean clothes." See what she says? Couldn't hurt, could it? I also made note of Katie's and Courtney's number and powered back down my phone as it now had 21%. And that's still not a lot. The time read 3:34 p.m. Leaving the room, muttered a quick thank you to the receptionist. She responded with a cheesy smile while she talked with someone on the phone, and left through the main doors. 10. My next quest was to see if I could borrow someone's phone. There was a lady on the bench. Nope. A male walked to her. There was no one else in the vicinity, so I walked to the crossing where I found another lady that has just reached my side of the road. She seemed nice enough. "Hey, excuse me?" I asked her from behind. She turned a bit startled. "Yeah? Can I help you?" Here went nothing. "Do you mind if I borrow your phone to make 2 phone calls?" I showed her my phone. "My phone is only as good as a paperweight right now. It's dead." "Oh, of course. I don't have many minutes, but you can try." Such a nice lady. She passed me her phone, unlocked. "Thank you. I won't be long. Nice people like her deserve manners. I know I lied to her about my phone being dead, but I need a different number to call Courtney as I'm blocked, and if I called Katie on a different phone, it hopefully shows her how much I needed her back with my stuff. I tried Courtney first and got no answer. Shame, but not really. This lady didn't deserve to hear that conversation. Sorry, just one more." She smiled in response and was happy enough with me having her phone because I was right next to her, and she could have grabbed it if needs be. I tried Katie. It rang all the way through again. Shit. I handed the lady's phone back, thanked her, and gave her a quick rundown about my state, shoeless and flip-flops in hand. She was pleasant enough and wished me the best, so I wished her a nice day. That was easier than I thought, but showed no results apart from that. There are still decent people out there, just not my people, it seemed. New plan. Go Papa Joe's, my old work. They open at 4 p.m.